I made a video yesterday talking about how specifications don't make gaming what it is. It's all about the experience. And yet, here we are today, looking at a keyboard that costs £150. Fantastic timing. So yeah, this is not a value product. This is a high-end gaming keyboard with every feature available under the sun. Fully mechanical Cherry MX switches, integrated RGB lighting, and strong, solid construction throughout. You can think of this as almost like a hybrid between the ROG Claymore and the ROG Flare, as it really does strike a nice balance between the two. It's compact, and it really does feel great to use. I'm someone that doesn't really want a huge keyboard on my desk, so I appreciate the form factor, despite the lack of any detachability that you'll find on the Claymore. The build is made up of tough plastic and aluminium, with the entire unit feeling much nicer than the Flare, though in normal use, to be honest, it's not really something you're going to notice. The RGB does get a bit of a cutback as well, but I'd say that it is a good balance between cost and aesthetics, with bright and vivid lighting that can of course be synced with the rest of your ROG peripherals and components. You won't find any dedicated macro keys on this one, which is a bit of a shame to some people, but then again this is a slimmer profile design, so I'd say for this keyboard it's probably the right call. There's also no USB pass-through here, which I personally don't like, but I know for a fact that many will, as it means you have a much thinner cable to hide on your desk. It is a bit of a shame that it is non-detachable though. But what I'm really not a fan of, however, is the lack of any volume wheel or media keys, as while the functions do work well enough, it is a bit fiddly to use comfortably while gaming. But having said this, there is an included function toggle switch, and this does help to alleviate this problem, and there's also a neat little privacy switch, and this mutes the audio and hides all of the apps just when you need it. Don't tell the cat. As far as switches are concerned, there's actually 6 available. 6! I have no idea how they do the manufacturing with this, but regardless, this does give you a whole host of different choices, and whether you want to be gaming, typing, or a mixture of the two, well, you have the choice. And here's what the red one sounds like. It doesn't sound like that. As far as gaming is concerned, well, I've been a very happy chappy. It's been great for Apex Legends. As I seem to say in every single keyboard video, this will not make you an esports player. I know, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, but it is a lot more satisfying playing games with a snappy switch. Gun changes just feel that little bit more responsive, abilities fire that little bit quicker, and the whole thing is just that little bit more comfortable to use over those longer playing sessions. I've also plopped in the optional silver WASD keys, as these can help your brain to know where your fingers are resting, and ultimately it does help to prevent mishits in those really tense gaming moments. But they've actually been designed rather well, as I can comfortably type with the keys attached rather than have to swap them out. Something that I can't really say that I've ever said before about these optional gaming keycaps. But the main thing to remember is that you do buy the right mechanical switch for you, with browns and reds being the most obvious choices to recommend, as they're the most accessible to newcomers. Get the linear reds if you're a pure gamer, or the tactile browns if you do a bit of work on the side. But regardless of your choice, you will come across a little bit of a roadblock, and that is with the software. And I seem to say this all the time with ROG peripherals, which does make sense because they all use the same software. And ROG Armory is okay, but if you look at what everyone else is doing, it is just falling behind a little bit. And it's fine, I mean, how many times do you use your keyboard software anyway? But I would like more functionality, and I would just like it to work a bit better. You can change and sync the lighting, as well as alter key actions, but it is a long way behind Corsair's iQ, which I personally find to be the best on the market, as even simple things, just like updating the software, isn't as smooth as it should be. I had to manually find the update button in Armory, and then it got stuck, twice while updating. It's just simple stuff like this that just doesn't match the quality of the keyboard itself, and is just a little bit disappointing. So, should you buy a Strix Scope? Well, to be honest with you, it is actually a little bit hard to say. Because, you see, I really do like this, and in many ways it's really easy to recommend. It's great to use, it looks fantastic, and it is ideal for gaming. But mechanical keyboards aren't cheap, and while the pricing of this is in line with its competitors, I wouldn't really say it's noticeably any better or any worse. I think the main thing is just that I question whether any keyboard is worth £150. And if I were going out and buying a new board tomorrow, I'd probably be scouring the web for something a little less blingy, probably at half the price, maybe 10 keyless, no RGB. Ultimately with this you are paying for all of the specifications, but that almost goes back to what we were talking about the other day. If you're looking at the gaming experience and what you want out of your gaming PC setup, does a £150 keyboard actually fit into that? If the answer is yes, then go right ahead, the scope is great. But if not, well, maybe you should be looking at something cheaper. I really hope you've enjoyed this video though. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed it, get subscribed for more, and of course let me know your thoughts on the scope down in the comment section below. Be really interested to hear your thoughts on this and how much you're willing to spend on a gaming keyboard. A massive thank you to Asus ROG for providing this review sample and sponsoring the channel as always, but as always, this video was my own. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and links are down below, almost forgot that. Thank you, see you next time.